Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Hello. We're going to give it just a couple of minutes and wait for others to join, but I appreciate you attending today's session of Alaska Anchorage College and Career Fair. Let you all have a moment to settle in, and we'll get started shortly. Okay, wonderful. I think we'll dive right in. So, again, welcome everyone to Anchorage, Alaska College and Career Fair. We're so happy to have you join us this evening. My name is Vanessa Ortiz, and I'm going to be the facilitator for this session. We have an excellent lineup of colleges and universities here to share more information with you about opportunities available at their institutions. A few housekeeping items before we begin. Your camera and microphone are off, which means that you're muted, your video is off, and our panelists cannot see or hear you, but they definitely want to hear from you. And so the way that you can ask questions and reach out to our reps today is by using the Q&A button. It's located on the control panel in the center of your screen. And you can type your questions to any of our presenters at any point during this session. We don't have a designated Q&A time. You can just dive in with your questions whenever you have them. Our admissions reps definitely want to hear from you, so please don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you'd like. They're here to, answer those questions. They're here to engage with you and get to know you. So we look forward to that. This is just one of many sessions offered through the virtual college fair, so be sure to check the website and check the schedule for other sessions that you might be interested in. Our session today is being recorded, and you'll be able to access the recording at strivescan.com/Alaska. So if there's anything that you happen to miss in the session, you can always come back to it. And you can also view recordings from other sessions. All righty, let's dive into the good part. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce University of Nevada, Reno.
Okay, hi everyone, good afternoon. Let me share my screen here and we will go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for being here. My name's Justin. I'm with the University of Nevada, Reno. We are the state of Nevada's flagship land grant research university, National Tier 1 Carnegie R1. And I want to start by showing you guys this beautiful campus that we have. The picture you see in front of you here is the northern part of our campus. And one thing that I think makes our university so unique is although we're the flagship university, almost 150 years of history and tradition, in the last 15 years, we've put almost $1 billion in new construction on campus. So there's all kinds of cool new facilities for our students. And so the first one that I want to show you guys is the Knowledge Center. This is the main research facility, the main library facility where you guys are going to be doing a lot of homework. Another one of my favorite buildings is the Fitness Center. Your guys' tuition fees also pays for your fitness center membership. So you get to come in here and work out, take a yoga class, run on the track during those cold, snowy months. And then the last new building I want to show you guys is the new engineering building. So I'm talking all about our majors in just a minute, but we have a bunch of great engineering programs, and now they have 100,000 square feet of new labs, classrooms, and offices down in the southern part of campus. But again, the thing that I said makes our university so unique is we have almost $1 billion in new construction, but also almost 150 years of history and tradition. Nowhere is that more evident than the university quad right here. The building you see there is Morrill Hall, the first building we put on campus way back in the day. But we also do all kinds of cool stuff here. This is where we have our homecoming kickoff party, like you can see. It's where we have our big club fair right at the start of the fall semester. We have almost 300 different clubs and organizations on campus. This is also where you get to graduate. So it's a beautiful setting once you get through those 4 years and get that bachelor's, or if you keep going and get that master's or that PhD. So that's campus. Now our academic programs, we have almost 150 different academic majors for undergraduate students. The best resource really is going to be the website. So I don't want to take too much time telling you guys every single major that we offer, but briefly I'll run through the main departments. First is Cabner, the College of Ag, Biotech, and Natural Resources, things like ag science, vet science. If you want to go to medical school, there's a great biochem and molecular biology degree in here. We have our College of Business if you want to work in the field of business. We have the College of Education if you want to become an educator or a teacher or school administrator. College of Engineering, these are some of the most in-demand degrees in the country: computer science and engineering, mechanical engineering, civil. We have a brand new aerospace engineering program coming online pretty soon here. College of Liberal Arts, fine arts, music, theater, dance, but also the more traditional liberal arts: political science, criminal justice, anthropology, philosophy, things of that nature. College of Science, psychology is a popular one in here, but also biology and chemistry. Those are two of the most popular programs for students to use to go on to medical school, dental school, optometry school, you name it. The Mackey School of Earth Sciences and Engineering. Mining is a huge industry in the state of Nevada. There's a big demand for folks to work in the earth sciences. So we have great programs in here like geology, geophysics, mining engineering. We also have a great nursing program. We have the Orvis School of Nursing. We have a great kinesiology program, social work. Last but not least, the Reynolds School of Journalism. This is the smallest college on our campus, arguably the most prestigious. It's produced 6 Pulitzer Prize winning alumni, and it recently won an award for being the most innovative journalism school in the United States. Now, this last slide is a list of companies that came to our campus for our career fair last year. So I think it highlights some of the connections that the university has with big employers, nationwide and also in our region. So you're going to be getting good looks from companies after you graduate. A little bit about student life. Athletics. We're an NCAA Division 1A athletics program. So D1 football out at Mackey Stadium, Division 1 basketball at Lawler Event Center. So sports, big part of the student experience. Living on campus, check the website. We have 9 different residence halls, and they got great virtual tours on the website. I don't want to spend too much time talking about these, but the housing application is first come, first serve, and it opens tomorrow. So apply ASAP. Reno, Tahoe. When you go to college, you got to figure out where you're going to live. What are you going to do on the weekends? What are you going to do in the summertime? This is the Truckee River. It goes right through the heart of downtown Reno, maybe a 15-minute walk from campus. World-class kayaking, fly fishing. We're less than an hour's drive away from 10 different world-class ski and snowboard resorts. 35 minutes to get from the dorms to the chairlift at Mount Rose. Less than an hour's drive away to Squaw Valley, where they held the Winter Olympics. We're 45 minutes from the beaches of North Lake Tahoe, so you're definitely going to find college students on the beaches there in the summertime. And then this is the campus itself, situated right atop of downtown Reno, right here in the beautiful Truckee Meadows. So that's a little bit about our local area. If you want to get further out, we have a great study abroad program, USAC. It's one of the largest study abroad programs in the nation, so you can go to every corner of the world. Now, the really important stuff with my final minute here: admissions to the university. Our application for admissions is open. Should be one of the simplest college applications you complete. No letters of rec, no essay, no personal statement. You fill it out online. It takes 10 or 15 minutes. You pay $60 to turn it in. You send us your transcript. We look for a 3.0 weighted academic GPA. We have perfectly transparent admissions requirements. If you have this minimum GPA, you are going to be admitted to the university. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you don't meet the GPA you see there on the screen, that 3.0, you can be admitted with one of those minimum test scores, but they're not required. So 3.0 weighted academic GPA. Financial aid, there's lots of different financial aid opportunities. Of course, FAFSA, the scholarship application, but the one I'll spend my final moments on here talking about is WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. So our out-of-state tuition for Alaska residents is already one of the least expensive you're going to find for a university of this caliber. If you see on your screen here, you see a tuition amount of $23,500 annually. Total cost of attendance with room and board and fees and books and supplies, a little more than $36,000 for the year. Good news is the vast majority of students that come from Alaska don't actually pay that, because we have the WUI program. The Western Undergraduate Exchange will more than halve the cost of tuition. It brings the total cost of attendance down to a pretty shockingly low number that's going to be pretty much unrivaled for a university of this caliber anywhere in the Western United States. So that's cost, that's admissions. Your guys' next steps, if you can, apply for admissions ASAP and come visit campus. Thank you guys very much for your time.
I like that energy, starting us off right. University of Nevada, Reno. Thank you so much. We're going to move it on over to Colorado State University now.
Hello, let me share my screen. I'm Juliette Bryant. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am from CSU. I'm an admissions counselor here, so I really help students come to CSU from Alaska. I did grow up in Fort Collins, and I went to CSU there, so I know quite a bit about the town and the campus. So speaking of Fort Collins, I'm a little biased because I grew up there, but I love the city. It's really friendly. People are really active. If you go for a bike ride or a walk, everyone will say hello to you. So it's a really great place to be. We're really bike friendly, so it's really easy to get all over the city with your bike and all over campus with your bike too. And there's so many things to do in Fort Collins. We have a lot of natural areas that you can go to that have different habitats. And about 5 miles away from campus is Horsetooth Reservoir, which is a 6-mile long reservoir. That's great to paddleboard or walk along or go swimming in the summer. And if you're not so outdoorsy, that's okay. Fort Collins has done a lot to make sure that there's always things to do. So like a couple of weeks ago, there was the Tour de Corgi, which was a 30-minute parade of corgis just dressed up. And so there's always something like that in Fort Collins. We're only an hour away from Denver, our capital city in Colorado. And we have buses that go down there and shuttles that go to the Denver International Airport. So it's really easy to leave the state if you want to, or to get internships and jobs down in Denver too. It's a really sunny place. Our weather is great. Our snow doesn't build up like other places in the summer or in the winter. So it can snow and you'll go out all covered in winter gear. And then next week you might be outside in t-shirts and shorts. So it's a really nice place to be. Something we like to acknowledge at CSU is Fort Collins and its surrounding areas are the traditional homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. And CSU has done a lot to acknowledge this history and make reparations where we can. So talking about CSU, CSU is the big name for the institution, but within this institution, we have 8 colleges, 74 majors, and 250 programs of studies, and that's through majors, minors, concentrations, and certificates. I really appreciated this as a student because I got to have a really interdisciplinary path through CSU, and it's really easy if you want to major in engineering and then minor in English to do that. We're also a Carnegie Research One institution, which means we have a lot of money coming in for research. And this is really great for undergraduates because you get to participate in research, whether it's with a professor you know or a different program. It's really easy to do research. Something I always wanted to do was our archaeological field school, which is where you go during the summer to Wyoming and you find early examples of primates and write research papers about it and learn how to do a dig. And then at CSU, there's always something to do. We have about 500 clubs and student organizations, and these can range from really specific to just interest. So we have a knitting club and we have an engineering club. And we have an involvement fair, so you can learn all about these too. I do want to highlight our mascot, Cam the Ram. I really like him. He's very cute, and you'll see him all over campus for photo ops. And he holds a bit of our history. So CAM stands for Colorado A&M, which is what we were before CSU. We are the land-grant institution of CSU. So we have a big history in agricultural and mechanical, which is shown in our mechanical engineering now. We also have a rec center that's really great to go to, and there's just always things to do. So to become a RAM, we do have an application through the Common App. It's pretty easy to fill out, and you can always reach out to me if you have any questions. We require you to turn in an official transcript and a letter of rec, and then we do a holistic review of your application. We do have a great honors program that allows you to take smaller classes for your core curriculum courses. FAFSA is open and you can fill it out before March 1st. And then we are also part of WUI, so that will help reduce the cost at CSU. You can learn more about the cost at our Office of Financial Aid. I just don't have a lot of time to talk about that right now. So that's a lot about CSU. I talked a little fast, apparently. In the chat, I put out my web page link, and so you can always reach out and ask me any questions, either through my email or you can call me. I also have time to set up one-on-ones, so if you want to meet with me and talk about what your application looks like, what is happening now that you've turned in your application, I'm always happy to talk about that. A lot of our students really enjoy being connected. So there's also options to talk to current students on our website that you can find. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Julia, in Colorado State University. Next up, we are going to go to Washington State University.
Great, thanks so much. So my name is Ivy Donaldson, and I am an admission counselor for Washington State University. I'm from Washington, grew up all over the state of Washington, and I'm actually now based down in Southern California. So I work with Alaska students and Californians and Arizonans. So wonderful to have you all here with us today. So Washington State University is a public Tier 1 research university located over in Eastern Washington. So we're about 5 to 6 hours drive from the Seattle area, largest city in Washington. And we're about an hour and a half from Spokane, which is the second largest city in Washington. We are a big school. We're the second largest school in Washington. We have about 20,000 students on our campus. However, we're in the town of Pullman, Washington, which is a small college town environment. So our campus makes up about 2/3 of the whole population of Pullman. So this is a classic college town. It's really safe. It's really walkable. Definitely don't need a car to get around as a student. You can bring a car if you'd like to. There's lots of amazing places in Washington to explore, especially if you're into the outdoors. However, the town of Pullman has everything you need as a student. And it's definitely a really awesome experience and place to be if you're looking for a safe and friendly environment for college, but you also want to have access to Tier 1 research and you want to go to a Division I school with a lot of school spirit and student life. So we get students from all over the country. Majority of our students are students from Washington. About 15% of our students are out-of-state students. And as I mentioned, student life and school spirit are really hallmarks of WSU. So you're going to see that Coug logo painted on the streets of downtown Pullman. And really life in Pullman revolves around the campus. We're not impacted for majors, so you can definitely come in and explore whatever you're interested in. We have about 200 programs, so there's lots of options. And you can also come in undecided. We have specific advisors here to work with students during their first and second year if they are still exploring and need additional support to figure out what's the best path for them. So once you're admitted, you can explore anything you'd like. Some things we're known for, we are also a land grant university. We're the land grant for Washington. So you're going to see a lot of agricultural programs at WSU, agricultural technology, farming, viticulture and enology, which is wine and fermentation sciences. We actually had the first organic and sustainable farming major in the country. And we have agricultural research centers in every single county in Washington. So we have a broad reach in that regard. We're also famous for our Cougar Gold cheese. We just developed a new apple variety called the Cosmic Crisp, which doesn't bruise as easily. So lots of stuff going on in that field. We also have the only veterinary school in Washington. So we have a lot of great undergraduate degrees that could help you work towards becoming a vet, such as zoology, wildlife ecology and conservation, animal sciences, and neuroscience. All of those have a pre-vet track built in. And we have some unique opportunities for you to work with animals. So we actually have a bear research center on our campus. State and federal biologists needed captive bear populations to do research with. So that is on WSU's campus. So probably the only school in the country with 6 grizzly bears that live on our campus. We also have a raptor club where you can work with injured birds of prey and owls. So just some really unique opportunities, as well as, more traditional domestic animals that you can work with on our campus. Some other areas we focus in are health sciences. We have pretty much every area of biological sciences you could choose from, and research is pretty much guaranteed in those areas. We also have a nursing program that's really popular. We graduate majority of the nurses in Washington State. Speech therapy, athletic training, and athletic medicine. So just lots of options there. And then engineering is also really big at WSU. We have most areas of engineering except for aerospace. And just in the engineering college alone, there's about 30 student clubs. So many different projects and things students are working on. We also have a College of Business. And we also have things like social sciences, psychology, and the first criminal justice program in the country was started at WSU. So criminal justice and criminology is another great field of study for us. We also have an honors college. So if you're looking for an additional community to be a part of, especially as an out-of-state student, joining the honors college can be a really good option for you to kind of build community, get to know your professors. Classes are capped at 25 students in the honors college. So it's a great opportunity. In general, about 80% of WSU's classes have 50 students or less, and we have a 16-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So your professors will have open office hours each week and opportunities to get involved for sure. We also have a big Greek system. About a fourth of our students are part of the Greek system. And then there's about 400 plus student clubs. So clubs related to different parts of students' identities, cultures, backgrounds, religions, and interests. Our application is open now. We have rolling admission. So the sooner you apply, the sooner you'll hear back. This year, the turnaround time from applying to getting a decision has been about 2 to 3 weeks. And January 31st is our priority deadline. So you can apply now. If you're applying in the future, just know that our application typically opens each August and is open until the end of January. When you apply, you'll be automatically reviewed for the WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange. We call it the Distinguished Cougar Award, and it applies to any majors. You just need to have a 3.4 cumulative unweighted GPA or higher to qualify. There's no additional application. You just apply to the school. You'll get reviewed for that. If your GPA is between a 3.0 and a 3.39, you'll qualify for the Cougar Award instead. That's it for me. I'll put my contact information in the chat, but go Cougs.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ivy and Washington State University. We are now going to take it over to Northern Arizona University. So NAU.
Hello, everybody. My name's Terry Beeson. I am happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I am Hopi and Navajo, Native American, and I am blessed to have the great state of Alaska as a place that I can go and recruit, and hopefully you'll consider NAU as your home away from home as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and we'll get going. All right, thank you for bearing with me. So NAU, you can see there, that's our North Campus at Northern Arizona University. That's my contact information, and I will have that at the end of my presentation as well. So you can see that again. Okay, so NAU is located in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is in Northern Arizona. And so we are at 7,000 feet. But one of the things that makes it very special here for the tribes throughout the area is the land acknowledgement. And so we would like to definitely acknowledge the land that we sit on. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So Northern Arizona University sits at the base of the San Francisco Peaks on homeland sacred to Native Americans throughout the region. We honor their past, present, and future generations who have lived here for millennia and will forever call this place home. So thank you for that acknowledgement. All right, on to campus. So NAU is located in Flagstaff, Arizona. We are located at 7,000 feet. So we are blessed to have the Four Seasons here. NAU is named the 9th best college town in the US. So it's definitely, Flagstaff is definitely a college town. And we have a variety of options for residential life on campus. It's optional for first-year students, and we have different variety of housings. 90% of our first-year students choose to live on campus, which is a good thing to get connected. And talking about getting connected, we have over 400 clubs and organizations based on your interests, and you can see those and listed there. All right, so getting connected is really important, and we would hope that you would call Flagstaff and NAU your home away from home. We pride ourselves on our diversity and inclusion. We have a variety of programs that you can get connected to and get the support that you need and thrive at NAU, and most importantly, graduate from NAU. We have a lot of great programs where you can study abroad. We have programs in over 70 different countries. And NAU, I would say, is not a huge university. It is 21,000 on the average we have on our mountain campus. We have other campuses statewide as well. And we have 96 undergraduate programs. And so the ratio to student to faculty is pretty good. It's not, you definitely will connect with your professors. All right, so I want to get on to the admission requirements. We are looking specifically at the core 16. So you can see that there. So 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of a lab science, 2 years of a social science. 1 must be US or American history, 2 years of its same language, and 1 year of a fine art or a CTE class. And we do not require test scores. And for guaranteed admission, we are looking at a 3.0 unweighted core GPA with no deficiencies in those 16 core courses. Admission consideration, we would be looking at a 2.5 unweighted core GPA with no more than 1 deficiency. So we have an application that you would self-report. So I definitely would have your transcript sitting by you, and do the best you can. And if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to me and we can actually do it together if that helps. But you would be self-reporting. And with that, once you self-report, you are automatically going to be considered for consideration for our merit scholarships. That's the amount for our tuition, for the WUI tuition. And just keep in mind there's additional costs as well. But if you self-report your application, you would be considered for the Gold Award or the Blue Award. And that is based on your GPA. And those amounts are there. So if you fill out your application and you are offered one of these merit scholarships, you would just need to accept by May 1st of 2022. All right, so the next thing is applying for admission. So again, self-report the best you can. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to me. And then automatically you'll be considered for the merit scholarships. In the chat later, I will put down a waiver code that you can use instead of paying that $25 application fee. That will waive that as well. And again, test scores are optional, and make sure, like everyone said, is to submit your FAFSA. That opens the door for additional scholarships. And then others that spoke about the honors colleges and on their campuses, NAU has one as well. So if you would like to be considered for that, you can see the requirements there and learn more about the honors college on campus as well. So yep, I went through that pretty quick, but there's a lot of information on our website. So I definitely would take the time to really check it out and make sure that NAU is the place for you. We hope to welcome you to Flagstaff. We hope to welcome you to NAU. I'm a graduate from NAU. I got my undergraduate and my graduate degree from NAU. And I grew up on the Hopi Reservation nearby. So I've lived in Flagstaff for 40 years, and it truly is a home away from home. And I love it because of the nature. I love NAU because of the welcoming small atmosphere, and really the focus on the diversity inclusion of our campus and the commitment that we have to it. So there's my contact information, and I look forward to answering any questions that you have. So please reach out later. And thank you for the opportunity to visit with you today.
All right, thank you so much, Terry, for telling us about NAU. And we're going to carry that over now to University of Hawaii, Hilo.
Hi, aloha mai kako, everybody. Aloha, my name is Lisa Ann Amaral. I am the Assistant Director of Admission at the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and I am so happy to be able to speak with you today. I am going to be sharing my screen with you. Hold on just a second. Here we go. That was just a little bit a preview of what you can actually do as a student here at the University of Hawaii at Hilo. Our faculty members definitely use our island as a living laboratory for our students. We have 11 of the world's 13 climate zones on our island that our students go out and study on. So whether you're studying in the oceans, out in the mountains, out in the deserts of Ka'u, or even out on our lava fields, It's a very, very special place to live and to study here on our island. Students from around the world come and study here at the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and faculty come from around the world too to teach our students. So definitely a world-class education can be found here on our campus. So super, super cool. We have 6 academic colleges at the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and 40 different majors for our students to go ahead and study in. About 80% of our students go into dual degree programs. So whether you're doing a double major, a minor, majors and certificate programs, there's definitely a lot of diversity in your education here at our campus. So our campus, the University of Hawaii at Hilo, is situated on 115 acres. But we also use satellite campuses. So one of our campuses is down right on the oceans, where we have an Pacific Aquaculture Coastal Research Center that our students go and work on. We have a 110-acre farm out in Panaeva, which is about 7 minutes away from campus, that our students go and study on. So definitely a lot of hands-on opportunities, whether you're interested in animal science, whether you're interested in marine science. Marine science, we're ranked the top 10 in the nation for marine science programs here on our campus. So we're definitely proud of that. In Hawaii, we are the only college of pharmacy in the state. So if you are interested in pharmacy, interested in the healthcare field, but maybe not, into the whole blood and gore and everything, but definitely, interested in STEM and the healthcare, definitely consider pharmacy. You can get that done in 6 years on our campus and graduate with your PharmD degree. Definitely a lot to study here on our campus, and a lot to study around the world too. We're part of the National Student Exchange Program, study abroad programs, and we participate in semester at sea programs also, where you actually get to study on a cruise ship and travel around the world in a semester. On our campus, we are part of the WE program. So UH Hilo provides a tuition discount for our students from Alaska and other Western states. But you're going to want to focus on the middle column. If you have a 3.0 GPA or above coming out of high school, or if you're transferring in from another college to UH Hilo, a 2.8 GPA or above, you are eligible for the WUI tuition discount, which will drop your tuition from over $20,000 down to about $11,000 for the whole academic year for tuition. So $11,000 for tuition, that's such a good deal. I know a lot of students say that it's actually more affordable to come to Hawaii for college than it is to stay in their home state. So good deal there. Lots to experience on our campus, from our rec center with full weight rooms, cardio rooms, collegiate size swimming pools, to our outdoor adventure program, which is actually my favorite program on campus because I'm born and raised on Hawaii Island, but they do things I haven't even done yet, like night diving with the manta rays and submarine rides and hiking down to green sand beach. So definitely a lot of fun experiences for our students. I definitely recommend that you do live on campus. It's the best way to make new friends, the best way to get involved in all the campus activities, but a lot of different housing options for you to choose from your traditional style residence halls to your suite style residence halls to even apartments on campus too. And if you want to live in your own private room, we also have that option available to you too. But for our freshmen, it's guaranteed housing as long as you apply by March 1st. We're a D2 school, so if you are interested in playing for our Vulcan athletics, these are the sports that we participate in. And definitely a lot of scholarships available for our students, from our UH Commons Scholarship to our Inspired by You Scholarship, where you're just writing a 300 to 500 word essay about something that inspires you and motivates you to take action within your community. And you can be eligible for anywhere between $500 to $2,000 in scholarship money. So you're gonna wanna apply, fill out your online application, submit your high school transcripts, And if you have a 2.7 GPA cumulative weighted GPA, you will be guaranteed admission to UH Hilo. And I definitely invite you to come and take a tour of our campus. Contact us at any point. I will be putting my information into the chat also for all of you to stay in touch. Mahalo.
All right. Thank you so much, Lisa Ann and University of Hawaii at Hilo. Last but not least, I'd like to introduce Arizona State University.
All right, so hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. I don't know what's going on, so I'll just go ahead and let that load. But my name is Adriana Estrada. I am an admissions counselor for Arizona State University. I am responsible for a big part of Southern California and then also the state of Alaska. So if at any point you have any questions after this, please feel free to reach back out because I will be your rep. Here's my contact info. I'll go ahead and leave it in the chat after, so no need to take it down now. But let's talk ASU. So ASU is one of the largest public universities in the nation. And we definitely pride ourselves on who we include, not exclude. Some quick little stats. So we've been #1 in innovation for the last 6 years, ahead of, Stanford and MIT. So basically what that means, our students are always working to come up with new solutions and opportunities to create a better future for our campuses and then also the communities around our campus. At ASU, you're going to become a universal learner. You're going to be able to adapt and learn at the speed of technology, and that just goes hand in hand with how and why we are ranked in innovation. For those of you that don't know, ASU does have 4 different campuses in the Metro Phoenix area, and then we have our newest in Lake Havasu, and that is about a 4.5 hour drive away from the rest of our campuses. So here's a map. You'll obviously see that they are spread out throughout the Phoenix area. You'll also see at that bottom, it says an average temperature of 75 degrees. That is true. A big misconception is that it's going to be scorching hot throughout the whole year, and that is definitely not true. Yes, the summer will be, but most students will go home during summer, so you kind of escape that heat. And then the rest of the year is beautiful 75 degrees. So here's a picture of each campus. Obviously, these pictures don't do any justice. So if you can, definitely come to visit. But really quick, I'm going to go through them. So our Tempe campus is going to be our original campus, our largest campus. And how it works, you're going to pick a major, and then that major will have a home campus. Some majors will be on more than one campus, and at that point, you would be able to pick your home campus, but most majors will be on one specific campus. So our Tempe campus is home of all of our Division I Pac-12 sporting events. So that's where you'll find our football field, basketball arena, all that good stuff. Currently, this has about 50,000 students. So again, very, very large Pac-12 field. Next, we have our downtown Phoenix campus. This has around 12,000 students. This is currently home to our Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Our law school just recently moved down there, and then our nursing school is also housed on the downtown Phoenix campus. Next, we have our Polytechnic campus. This is going to be one of our smaller campuses. This is what we consider our hands-on campus. So a lot of labs take place on this campus. Currently, this has about 5,000 students, and majority of our engineering majors are on this campus. And then last but not least is our West campus. And this is our smallest campus, a very quiet campus. And we consider this campus to be more of our liberal arts campus. So really quick, community is very, very important to us. We want to make sure that that transition into college is as easy as possible. And one way that we do that is through our residential colleges. So when you move into a dorm, everyone on that hall is going to be your same exact major. And it will be co-ed throughout the dorm, but usually everyone will be in that major. So it makes for creating study groups a lot easier and just creating friends a lot easier, of course. And then we also have over 1,000 clubs and organizations on campus. So Greek life or any other types of clubs, we got it. We do have one of the highest ranked honors colleges at ASU. This is going to be a separate application. So if you would like more information on that, we can definitely talk about that at a later time. So let's get into the good stuff. How do you become a Sun Devil? So we're going to take a look at this first section right here. So you would need our 16 core competencies, and then aside from that, you would need one of the bullet points, not all, just one. Keep in mind, ASU is a test optional school, and they've always been, they're going to continue to be. So you don't technically need a test score, but if you have one, feel free to send it in. So really quick, we have over 350 undergraduate degrees, so a lot of different degrees for you to go through, and definitely I highly recommend going through our list, and every major is going to have a major map, and this is what it looks like. And so basically it's just going to break down each semester for you. Some majors kind of sound similar sometimes, so I always recommend students go to the major map and kind of compare and contrast and see exactly what that major is going to entail. I also will show right here. So for example, the sustainability major is on the Polytechnic campus and the Tempe campus. So at that point, you would be able to pick which campus that you would want to attend. Scholarships, we do have a really good merit-based scholarship that's renewable for 4 years. This is going to be automatically granted to you with admission, so there's no additional application or anything like that. Aside from the merit-based scholarship, we are a WUI partner as well, and so how it works at ASU, you would have to be in the WUI eligible major, and as long as you're in that major, then you would receive that WUI discount. And then we also partner with Raise Me, so if you have any questions about that, I can definitely help you figure out how to get that sent over to us. Aside from sessions like this, we host virtual experiences throughout the entire week. And so if you wanted more specific information about the admission process or the honors college or FAFSA or financial aid and things like that, definitely check out our visit page and sign up for one of our sessions. Again, they are virtual, so you can easily attend from wherever you're at. And then lastly, how to contact your rep. I am your rep, and like I mentioned, I'll go ahead and leave my contact info in the chat. But again, thank you so much for having me, and hope you have a good day.
Thank you so much, Adriana and Arizona State University. I'd like to now invite all of the admissions reps back on camera to share some advice with students. So if everyone will rejoin. Hello, welcome back. So my question for all of you, and we'll kind of go through this quite quickly. We just have 4 minutes left, so I ask you to be a little bit brief with your remarks, but what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? So if you had to pick one thing, what would you pick? And we'll start with University of Nevada, Reno, whenever you're ready.
Oops, sorry guys. Okay, if I had to pick one thing to remember about the university, I don't know, apply early. That's probably the easiest, right? Going to college is a process: admissions, financial aid, on-campus housing, getting classes, orientation, you name it. So whenever possible, get the process started early. So if you're a senior, apply right now for admissions, and then we can work through the rest of the stuff. For those of you who are juniors or younger, just keep that in mind, right? As your senior year starts, that's when you want to get the process started.
I can go next. So something I would want you to remember is to ask for help. There's so many people at CSU who want to support you in your transition to college. And even if CSU is not the right place for you, we want you to discover that, and we can help point you to other options. So ask for help for anything. You have my contact information. Please reach out.
I'd say for Washington State University, if you want to be a Coug at WSU, we want to help you get here. So there's lots of different ways to get here. You can come here as a freshman for 4 years. Transferring is also a really great option. If you're looking to get into your dream school, never count out transferring to a university. So yeah, we're here to help. Admissions can be your first stop.
For NAU, I would say it's our commitment to diversity and inclusion. So there is definitely a place for here for you, and we welcome you, and we want to support you.
And for Hilo, I'm just going to say to just find the best fit for you and make your college experience what you want it to be. If you want to experience college both in and out of the classroom on the islands, definitely consider Hilo.
Definitely going to piggyback off that. No matter where you go, I always recommend that students get involved in as many and as all things as possible, especially a school like ASU. It's a huge school, so many different campuses and things to get involved in. And it just really will make that overall college experience that much more better. So get involved.
Well, thank you again to all of our fabulous admissions reps for sharing about all these incredible opportunities. Students who are here today attending the session, I certainly hope that you have a really successful college admissions process, and I wish you the best of luck. I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend. As we close out this session, you'll see a quick survey that'll pop up. It's just 5 questions. We hope that you'll take that. Don't forget to sign up for more sessions. And again, you can access the recording of this session at strivescan.com/Alaska. Thank you everyone for being here and have a good one. Bye-bye.